we're getting ready to get the season underway this weekend here for a team that returns almost everybody from a year ago. Almost every major rotation piece is back. So when you have a situation like that where almost everybody comes back and it's just a couple transfers, a couple freshmen, how has the new blood meshed with the old in the offseason?
It's been awesome, to be honest with you. Our returners are really taking in our new people, whether they're transfers or our freshmen, and really kind of get them acclimated to what we're doing here at NMU. And I know they're still getting acclimated to me and what I want us to be doing, but they know that everybody's a part of our team. It doesn't matter what grade you are or where you're coming from or what you're doing, and they need everybody to be on the same page. And that makes my job easier because they have a good core group coming back that they kind of already have their way instilled, and it's just pulling along the freshmen and the new people with them.
Well, like you said, Coach, the team's still in some ways getting used to you, which happens, as a new head coach of the program. And Coach Matson was, he had that old school style. He definitely had a
yes, he did.
Yeah.
I know it very well. Yep.
As well as I do. So how has the team responded to your coaching style as opposed to, what was in before?
We're still figuring things out, I will say that. It is a different bit of a learning curve, and not just his style, because the benefit of it is I know what he taught them, so I know kind of what they have instilled already. And we're very similar in a lot of ways, but we're also very different in a lot of ways. And what they're really, I think, adapting to is, like, I expect things from them, but I'm not a yeller and a screamer, like, in their face. And, it's kind of what they were used to, but at the same time, they need to have that self-motivation, and we talk about that a lot, and the mental side of it and how they're prepping for each and every day, whether it's practice, a game, scrimmage, whatever they're doing. We watch film, which I know they watched a ton of film before, but it's just a little bit different where I have them kind of calling out what they're doing and not just me correcting every situation. But they are adapting to it. I think they're really taking a part of it. And I think, again, when you have the returners who kind of know what it takes to be in the GLIAC, they know what it takes to work at a very high level. It's helping, again, those freshmen, those new people coming along with it. And again, it makes my job a little bit easier.
Look at the preseason poll. You guys picked 7th in the GLIAC. You and I talked before about how you thought this team has the pieces, right?
Yep.
Has the talent, has the pieces. What are you doing to get that out of them, and how do you use that as a little bit of motivation?
We're working on it each and every day. That just came out, so we haven't really talked about it as a team yet because we're not allowed to yet. We haven't met yet. So, but we're going to talk about it, and we're going to use that obviously as motivation for them, especially with our returners. I mean, Jo was picked on the first team, which is huge. She's a big part of what we're doing, but it's also going to be a little bit of everybody. It's not just about Jo. It's about everybody on our team, and our team has to be really good for her to get her awards, but also to get our team better than what they finished last year. So we're going to use that to our advantage, and really it's just focusing in each game. Each game is going to be very important. Each day is very important, not just game day, not just our scrimmages, not just what we're doing, but when we come into practice, it's how we're preparing. It's got to be the same exact way. So the consistency is really what we're preaching a lot this year. And with how we're doing and what we're doing and keeping a routine, I think is what's going to help us be successful this year.
Well, there's one newcomer I wanted to, ironic that I said it like that just now, there's one newcomer I'd like to ask you about specifically, and that, of course, would be Sarah Newcomer, who is a really hyped prospect out of Wisconsin, obviously. Like, even last year, we were hearing rumblings of, oh, man, this girl's a game changer. What has she shown you kind of in the off season and leading up to the start of the season this week?
The best part about it is that she knew Viv from high school. They played together, so she was welcome with open arms from our team right from the get-go. She knew a lot of them right away, and she's been working hard all summer. She has a great work ethic. She's a great athlete. She does some things that a lot of females don't usually do, so we're excited for that. Again, she's a freshman still, though, so she's still figuring out on the court the physical side of things. And where she can attack and what she can do, and always having a counter with what she's doing. But she's a great person on the court, off the court. I mean, she's going to do some great things for us, and we're very excited that she's here.
So then it all kicks off this weekend. William Jewell and Lewis. Your thoughts on those matchups and getting the season underway?
Well, for me, they were part of my old conference, so I know them very well inside and out. So I'm trying to get them to understand, it's a new year for us as well, but it's a new year for them. Lewis, who we opened up with, they have a new coach. She's a first-year coach this year. they're good though. They have a bunch of people returning, and they made some runs last year. So it's going to be a tough battle. Then we also opened up with William Jewell last year for NMU, and they had some injuries. So they're a totally different team. They got some people back that they didn't have last year that are now healthy too. So with Lewis, we don't know exactly what they can do, but I know that their kids are extremely talented. They got some guards that can shoot. Their 4s and 5s can shoot from 3. And again, they're all juniors this year, and they've been playing together for the last 2 years. So it's going to be a battle. We know that going in, and it's always going to be a battle every game. There's not one game on our schedule that we can say, oh, this is going to be a nice little easy one. But that's going to help us prepare for the GLIAC. That's going to help us hopefully prepare for that postseason run. And just we got to take one game at a time, and we're excited to get on the road and to get down there.
And Coach, if I could just ask you one more thing, that would be when I was going over when I was watching the season preview video, you made a comment there that stuck out to me about how hungry this team is and how motivated they are. And when you have, sometimes it takes teams getting their butts kicked once or twice to really wake up and get that fire lit under them. But when you start the season with that fire already lit under your butt, how does that kind of change the outlook and what you're aspiring to accomplish in a season?
It's a good thing to have. You want them to be that. The best part about it, though, is their work ethic. I mean, they're in the gym all the time, and there's some of them right now that we have to tell to go home because they're in the gym too much. But they are hungry, and they want to be really good. They know it takes a lot of work and a lot of effort. But again, for us to have that, it's kind of rare because they have so much other stuff going on. When you can have a team that already has that, it again helps us get them motivated for games, but also like there's little things that we need to do a little bit better to be more consistent so we can win more games. But it's going to be a battle each and every day, but they are hungry. They've been looking forward to this trip and looking forward to games, and they're ready to get going.